Well, ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, everyone! How are you? I'm doing really awesome, and I hope that you are. Now, don't ruin my day and tell me that it's too early to celebrate Christmas, okay? It's my favorite. You know, there's a lot of people who think that we celebrate holidays way too early, especially in the stores. If you'll notice, even this year, if you try, you'll see that months before it's Halloween, Halloween decorations are in the store. It's barely finished with Halloween and Christmas is there. And people get all worked up about this. And so I looked up some articles about this, and you can see here, is it too early for Christmas? One person said, yes, I believe it's too early for Christmas items, and they felt like people were focusing too much on the money side. And then in the same article, they interviewed somebody who said, I believe it's never too early for Christmas. It's a time to celebrate and brings up incredible feelings of giving and loving others. And then there was this article, How Early is Too Early to Put Up Holiday Decorations? And it was about a man who put up a smiling snowman in his front yard at the very beginning of November. And the homeowners association of his neighborhood, they're the ones that make the rules, said that he had to take it down. Why? Because it was too early for holiday cheer. And the last one is an article titled Christmas in September. Is it too early for stores to sell holiday decorations? And if you look at the graph here, the long bar is 100% of the people. That shows all the people that they interviewed and asked them that question. And as you can see, 85%, most of them said yes, it was too early to sell holiday Christmas decorations in September. So some people think that it is, and some people think that it isn't. And that's how it is with a lot of things. Like, let's say you're going to order pizza with your family. Some of you want pepperoni, some of you want vegetables. Or if your friends are playing in the neighborhood and you're trying to figure out a game to play, some are going to want to play this game and others are going to want to play another game. And this causes arguments and disagreements, and we eventually have to come to an agreement. Well, in our story today, Jesus does something that causes some people to like what he did and some people to not like what he did. And this is a story of Jesus healing on the Sabbath. Now, if you remember, Sabbath is the day of rest. And nothing was supposed to happen on the Sabbath day back in the time of Jesus. And of course, we still try to observe the Sabbath and have a day, which is our Sunday, where we go to church and we worship. Well, back then, you weren't supposed to do anything. And that was one of the laws. Well, Jesus healed on the Sabbath, and he actually did this more than once. But in our story today, Jesus heals a woman who had been bent over and not able to stand up straight for 18 years. And he healed her. And the Pharisees, which if you remember from our lessons previous, back when we were meeting together, the Pharisees were a religious group of leaders who tried to enforce the law and typically thought that they were better and holier and wiser than everybody else. Well, they were really mad that Jesus broke the law and healed this woman on the Sabbath day. But Jesus reminded them that they also have done things on the Sabbath day. And he says to them in the scripture that, do you not untie your donkey and take it down to get water? And he lets them know that this woman has been disabled for 18 years. And shouldn't she have the opportunity to be healed even if it is on the Sabbath? And so Jesus' decision to set this woman free from her disability on the Sabbath day made the Pharisees and the religious leaders at the synagogue very angry, but it made the people very happy. Very much like what we were talking about a few moments ago about some people think it's too early to celebrate Christmas if you start buying decorations close to Halloween, and some think it's wonderful because you have more time to celebrate and have holiday cheer. And Jesus' situation is no different. Anytime Jesus did things like this, especially things like healing on the Sabbath that went against what people were used to, there were some people who were upset and some people who were still happy and rejoiced. So what's the important part about this story? Well, I think one of the most amazing things about this story is Jesus cared more about the person than he did about this law. Now, that doesn't mean that we can break laws, that we can roll through stop signs or run red lights. Of course, we don't want to do that. We shouldn't take things from stores without paying. But when there is an opportunity to serve people over something else, we want to choose to serve people and help people and love people and take care of people. Right now we find ourselves in a place where the law is telling us to stay at home and to keep our distance. And we can do that and still reach out and care and share with others. The other day I was able to send a bunch of plants to church with Pastor Joe to give to Miss Millie so she could plant in her yard. And she's been having a wonderful time doing that. One day Dylan came over here and we still kept our 6 feet distance, and I was able to give him a couple of caterpillars that he could watch go into a chrysalis and turn into butterflies. And Jack and Caroline and their mommy were able to come one day and give us a beautiful He is Risen Easter decoration for our house. And then just yesterday we were surprised by Tegan, her mommy, and Miss Patty, who came by with some Munchkin donuts and a special note just to let us know that they appreciate what we're doing and that they miss us. And so this is a wonderful example of, yes, there is a rule or a law to follow, but meeting the needs of the people can still happen. So I challenge you to be like Jesus, and don't be afraid to make a choice to serve and help and protect other people. While you're home at your stay-at-home order and being quarantined and bored, you could write a card to somebody. You could make posters to send to the hospital for nurses and doctors who are working long hours. Your family could check on your neighbors and see if they need anything from the grocery store. There are so many ways for us to reach out to people. And yes, we always want to follow the rules that are before us. But we never want to miss an opportunity to serve people as Jesus did. So what are some things that you can do? I would love to hear what you and your family come up with of ways that you can help the people around you during this time. We haven't been to the grocery store in about 3 or 4 weeks, and we order our groceries in. And one of the ways that we're able to bless people is we make sure that we tip them well. And then we've also been sending them with a basil plant or some plant from the garden in a nice little pot that they can take home and plant at their house and use. This week we're also going to be taking little pots of basil to all of our neighbors that they can plant and have. There's just little things like that that you can do that really put a smile on people's face. So I would love to hear what your family chooses to do. Yes, we have a stay-at-home order, just like there was Sabbath day that Jesus wasn't supposed to heal on, but he did, and he blessed and he healed a woman and gave her new life. So even though you're staying at home, find some things you can do to brighten somebody's day and make them feel special and still be safe. Oh, and one last thing before we go. This is our 4th Bible art lesson, and the art project is coloring. The email that I sent to your parents has a coloring sheet there for you, or you can color one of your own. And the point of the coloring with this lesson is that when we color, we try to stay inside the lines, and that's what our teachers and our parents teach us to do, is stay inside the lines, stay inside the lines. But when Jesus healed on the Sabbath day, it was like coloring outside of the lines. He went against what the normal teaching was, to do something that was important, which was healing the woman who had been disabled for so long. So if you do that coloring sheet or any other coloring sheet, send me a picture and that'll earn you a Bible buck. Also, any past Bible art that you haven't done that you want to do, feel free to do that and send that in. For Daniel in the Lion's Den, there's a super easy one that I haven't gotten from anybody yet, and it's not really art, but it was just a fun little thing, and it's to send in your best lion roar. So if you want to do that one, send a video. That'll earn you a Bible buck too. So keep earning those Bible bucks. Keep praying for your neighbors, your friends, our church, and the whole entire world. And remember that I love you, and I cannot wait to see you all soon. Some people love cheese on their pizza. Yeah. Some oh gosh. Put people together, whether it's a small group or a large group, everybody is gonna think no. And when you put those it's a mosquito.